When I was a kid, I hated school, like with a burning passion. I'm reconsidering that now since I've grown up and graduated, but on the other hand, I really hated school. The good news is I have a couple stories of how I managed to get around the whole authoritarian school environment, at least for a couple of times. But yeah, I hope you find these interesting, and I thought I'd, share them. When I was in 7th grade, my school had basically proposed the idea. By the way, when they propose an idea, it typically happens. Basically, they had the idea for a little part of the day called Footloose Friday, and yes, this happened on Fridays. Now, this was the absolute worst idea possible because you had basically 6th, 7th, and 8th graders in the same class. It was a therapeutic school, I must say. And in case you're wondering if you mustn't be embarrassed to dance in fursuit. Well, no, I'm not, because I'm in fursuit and no one knows who I am. That's the beauty of it. Now, I should mention what I did was kind of before the whole politically correct movement came out. That being said, what I basically did, and a buddy of mine, I will not mention his name for privacy reasons. I don't even know where he is anymore. But my buddy of mine and I basically just, what we did was we lay on the floor and pretend to have a seizure. We called it the epileptic techno after the Your Favorite Martian video. I know, this is pretty disrespectful to epileptics and whatnot, but we didn't think about it back then because we were, because we didn't think about being politically correct. Sometimes I wish we'd go back to that time, but hey, political correctness got us gay marriage, right? I mean, I'm not gay. I just think it's good that we have that gay people allowed to be. You know what? Never mind. So in my first 2 years in high school, it was a stressful time, I must say. Very stressful school, and it was not equipped to handle a lot of people. Yet it was crammed with a ton of kids. It was basically like a little office building or apartment, and it was decked out as a school. It made no sense that anyone should go there and should be there, but they did. It shouldn't have been a school, but it was. How did I get around the stress of trying to navigate what was basically a subway car that was decked out as a school? I started drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing. Like, I drew pretty much every day. Pretty good way to deal with this stressful situation that I was in. But it did lead to me struggling in class because I wanted to draw, not study. Junior and senior years, I went to a different school. I will not say where. But yeah, I went to the school, and I did. The good news is they allowed it for Halloween, right? That's fun. Bad news is they screwed it up badly. Because there was this school, we were not allowed to wear masks. That means no Batman, no Spider-Man, no werewolves, no fursuits. If a kid was lucky enough to get a fursuit in high school, but you get the point. Basically, all the great costumes were wiped out. So, what is a man to do in that situation? Well, before I mention this, I should mention that I was not much forced to sign a contract saying that we'd abide by these rules. Well, I wasn't gonna do that because I was both rebellious and also, I thought it was pointless. I mean, what is the point of putting people in this legal contract? Because if someone's gonna break the rules, they're gonna break the rules, and people did break the rules. So, yeah. Do you know who I was for Halloween? Steve Jobs. I swear. I was Steve Jobs for these Halloween parties. Yeah, people got the joke. I was in a turtleneck and jeans like Steve Jobs famously wore when he unveiled his stuff. But yeah, there actually is one story that gets to me in particular that I thought was actually kind of funny. During school, during reading, in my senior year, we had to read books for a book report pretty much. I had to read a lot of interesting stories. Animal Farm, A Wrinkle in Time, which is the graphic novel version. But that leads to something interesting. Yes, I was allowed to read graphic novels. So I managed to convince my teacher to let me read a book that was actually probably not very school appropriate, Watchmen. I am dead serious about this. I managed to read Watchmen for a school book report. Looking back, since the movie is rated R, and there's unrated versions out there, and a director's cut, that was not a good movie to be reading at all for a school, especially a therapeutic high school. But yeah, I managed to convince my school to let me read Watchmen. I'll try and keep from repeating myself. And for God's sake, I hope my school doesn't read this, doesn't watch this, which they probably do because, you know, internet, right? But hey, it's a story worth telling. I love telling stories. Well, anyway, that should conclude this video. I'm YJ Wolf, and this message will self-destruct.